NEET and NET controversies, which have opened a Pandora's box, highlighting systemic issues of question paper gangs and also shortcomings within the National Testing Agency. The central government has come under severe criticism over irregularities in the medical entrance exam NEET UG that was conducted in May this year. After the exam, one Sikandar Yadavendu and two others were arrested by Patna police based on input about the paper leak. Post this, other exams have also been either cancelled or postponed. The CBI has taken over multiple cases in these probes. Investigations are underway, but this has raised unprecedented crisis of credibility for the NTA itself. Now, last week, Centre formed a 7-member panel on the NTA, which will be headed by former ISRO Chief Radhakrishnan and will have former AIIMS Director Randeep Guleria among others. The panel held its first meeting already, will be taking feedback, we are told, from students and parents as well. So the committee has been tasked to recommend reforms in examination process, suggest ways to improve the data protocols, recommend improvements in the NTA functioning overall, suggest ways to improve the system's efficiency, conduct a thorough review of the standard operating procedures as well, where did it all go wrong, and submit a report to the Education Ministry in 2 months. But what could have possibly gone wrong with the National Testing Agency? That's really what is leaving everyone scratching their heads, because this is a body that was formed particularly for this reason, for foolproof examinations at the national level. Now, experts are telling News 18 that bringing the NEET UG under the NDA could have been one of those problems. There are leaks that tend to happen during printing and transport of the question papers. So therefore, pen to paper mode is also coming under question. In fact, going back to pen to paper in some cases is under question. There is a lack of transparency as far as the marking process is concerned. That has come to light very clearly as far as the NEET UG is concerned. And then there is, of course, the element of corruption when you have many human handlers or human interface in any process. This is a special report by Plain Speak. Why did the NDA fail the exam test? I'm going to be joined by my colleagues who are looking into this and delving into the deeper reasons.
देखिए, नीट की परीक्षा का मुद्दा जो है पूरे देश का मुद्दा है। आज अगर 24 लाख बच्चों की ज़िंदगी बर्बाद हुई है नीट का एग्ज़ाम रद्द होने के पेपर लीक होने के कारण, तो अब सरकार को ये एग्ज़ाम भी रद्द करना चाहिए, री एग्ज़ाम कराना चाहिए।
नीट का जो मुद्दा आज एक नेशनल मुद्दा हो गया है और जिस तरीके से हमारे एजुकेशन सिस्टम को बर्बाद करने में कोई कसर नहीं छोड़ी भारतीय जनता पार्टी की सरकार है पिछले 10 सालों में, तो उसको हम मुद्दा इसलिए बना रहे हैं क्योंकि हमारे देश के स्टूडेंट्स का और देश के युवाओं का भविष्य उसके साथ जुड़ा हुआ है।
नहीं, न्यू तो सीबीआई इंक्वायरी का आदेश दे दिया केंद्रीय सरकार। हम लोग चाहते हैं ये जो जितना घोटाला हुआ सब घोटाला का मूलोच्छेद करे, इसलिए मोदी जी सरकार इसमें पीछे नहीं हटेंगे।
My colleagues Madhuparna Das from News 18 and Vatsala Shrangi from News 18 both joining us. Thanks a lot. You've been looking into reasons as to why this whole mess has come to light in the first place. Vatsala, let me begin with you. You know, you've done a report where you've talked about how bringing the NEET UG under the NTA in itself could be a problem. Why is that?
So, NEET UG earlier, it came under the NTA only in 2019. So there were malpractices in the NEET exam, which was earlier AIPMT, All India Pre-Medical Test, and then NEET was proposed by the centre as a single entrance exam form, but it was resisted by so many states, including Tamil Nadu and all. And then again some malpractices happened. Then it went to the court. So, after the approval from the Health and Education Ministries following a Supreme Court judgment, NEET UG was brought under NTA. But since NTA is an agency which is handling so many other national and state level exams, and it doesn't have a cadre of its own. So, there's not a robust mechanism, a process which is like a foolproof process for them to conduct such a large examination.
Because this is one that is taken by over 20 lakh students.
Over 20
nationally.
lakh. So this time it was 24 lakh.
Yeah.
and it is in the pen and paper mode. So the health ministry has not allowed NEET UG to be conducted in the online mode. So that is the thing. When there is a paper, in such a huge paper, large scale paper in pen and paper mode, it requires huge manpower. And then, since NTA doesn't have its own cadre, there are people at different centers. There's human intervention at different stages, from the setting of the question paper to printing, typing, delivering, transporting it to different centers. That that exposes it to numerous gaps in the system.
Yeah.
And there is where you can see this. All the leaks or whatever irregularities have happened started from different states, different centers, smaller centers, obscure centers. So that
because
is
there's
the
less
problem.
oversight there
Right,
and more
right.
human interface.
Right.
Madhuparna has also done a report, and I encourage our viewers to go to news18.com and read all of the reports that we're doing about what is going wrong. And Madhuparna, you've also found out that actually, there is so much human interface and so much is outsourced, that actually the NTA is not in control of conducting these exams. They have to depend on their vendors, their partners, who also hire third parties and outsource a lot of the job. So therefore, clearly it has very little surveillance and control.
Yes, so NTA, as Vatsala already said, that they do not have their own workforce, their own cadre. So this 10-member governing body, they have ex officio members from premier institutions like IIT, NEET, IIM, and then they have senior IS officers. So apart from the governing body, they have NTA teams. So that NTA teams have education specialists, they have question paper setters, then they have other members. So apart from that, for organizing, for printing, publishing the question papers, they have to depend on outsourced agencies. Also, we were going through some tender documents. There we could see, even for CBT, they are actually saying the successful bidders, they can hire a third party without any permission from the NTA. So clearly there is no supervision there. You can hire anyone. If you are a successful bidder, you can hire anybody who is known to you, and NTA will not have any say over it. So this is how, as Vatsala said, human intervention at so many levels. And of course the experts, the investigators, they're also saying that there is an organized gang, there is nexus between officers and agents. So yes, but this outsourcing, unsurveilled outsourcing, is also a reason for this kind of a leak.
So what is the way forward? Now this panel has been formed. From what we understand, while this is an autonomous body, Vatsala, it has really no control of its own. It has to depend on a lot of other agencies or parties to conduct these exams. Conducting large-scale physical exams is also an issue. It was always meant to be an agency that conducts online examinations.
Right.
So what do you see as the way forward?
So what we have got to know from the chief, also from the chief of the high level panel, they're going to set specific protocols which did not exist so far in that manner, and these will involve data for data security, plus for the second and third rung leadership within the NTA.
Okay.
So far, okay, there's a leader, but the second and third tier leadership, which trickles down to different people in different agencies, that was never set.
Okay.
So that has to be set now. Also, a robust process means it means technological plus human. I mean both. So earlier it was just at a level where everyone else was involved.
Right.
So this will now be limited to very specific people who will be only doing this work.
Right.
Who will only be focusing at this thing.
So Madhuparna, would it be fair to say that actually the expertise of the NTA was in kind of setting up the question papers, in the sense that they wanted to evolve, and from what I read, the brief of the NTA at that time was, yes, to conduct foolproof examinations and nationwide examinations, but also to kind of, improve the standards of questions and question papers itself, be in touch with international models and etc., to kind of bring that kind of question papering. But what it possibly did not foresee was that conducting an exam is the more difficult part than actually setting up of the question paper.
Yes.
And that needs to be sorted out.
Yes, also if you go to this test administration of NTA, so there they have clearly written, when it was formed, they have clearly written that all NTA exams, NTA held exams would be in CBT mode. But now they have suddenly shifted to pen and paper
Why
mode.
is that?
So that, as Vatsala said, that Health Ministry did not really allow the medical test to go online mode. But anyway, so they, when they were formed, they had all these kind of prerogatives in their mind, but things have changed, but the structure hasn't changed. So the structure has to change, and they have to really narrow down the leak. In fact, in the test administration, they have written that all examination would be on CBT mode, just to eliminate the leakage, just to eliminate manipulation of OMR sheet. Everything is there, but now everything has come back.
So they have to go back
They have
to
to
the
go
vision
back
that
and
they had set,
introspect, yes,
and
and
conduct
see.
online exams to be able to conduct more foolproof exams. Fundamentally, the what is also coming to light is that this is also a problem of resources, both in terms of money and in terms of structure, Vatsala, isn't it?
Structure, definitely.
Because you need more manpower, you need more structures, you need more protocols. For that, you need more budget.
Also, you need more people who are just dedicated and trained for this kind of a thing. So far, there were people who would come on deputation.
Okay.
So they are not, I mean, most people in the NTA, since it doesn't have its own cadre, are on deputation or coming from other, cadres. So you have to be trained for that, and you have to be focused for that. So that training and that dedication, that loyalty has to come in.
Madhuparna, final words. You think this is going to be a testing time for the Education Minister, Dharmendra Pradhan, plus the ministry and the government involved?
Yes, of course, because now this is not just an education problem. It's a political issue, as we all know. Parliament is on, everybody is talking about this. I mean, every opposition leader. So it's of course a very big political issue. It's a political battleground now, like NEP was at one point. NEET was at one point. So many opposition parties like West Bengal Chief Minister Mamata Banerjee,
they've already asked for NEET scrapping, isn't it?
Yes, already wrote a letter to Prime Minister Modi and said that please go back to the decentralized system, and that was better. We never saw this magnitude of leak and things like that. So yes, it is a challenge, but as she said that the committee has been set up and they would be coming with some recommendation and all.
Okay. Well, thank you, Vatsala and Madhuparna, for bringing us more. What is the real problem with the NTA is really what the government is also grappling with. It has 2 months' time, this committee, to now come up with solutions, and hopefully when the solutions start rolling out, we do not see these kind of controversies erupting again.